One of my favorite features that AI coding assistants like GitHub Copilot CLI provide are code reviews. Nowadays, it's pretty easy to generate a lot of code, and what you'll find is if you keep generating code and more code and more code, it's really hard to know, is it good code, is it not good code? Because unless you go in and review it either on your own or through a code review system, it can get pretty messy. So we're going to talk about that in this video. So in a previous video on GitHub Copilot CLI in action, I talked about getting started with it. And one of the projects I showed was this weather app. I'm going to pretty much take no credit for it aside from the planning document, which we'll take a look at in a moment. And it's pretty simple. It has a web page. It's pretty vanilla HTML, vanilla JavaScript type thing. There's no React or anything else like that. And it hits this Medio API. And we'll talk about that momentarily here. Now I can run it. Let's open up the command prompt here. Let's go ahead and start this up. And it generates a fairly nice, looking website. Let me go ahead and fire this up in the browser. Let's go over to this tab. And I live in the Phoenix, Arizona area. So we'll go ahead and search on it. And you can see we get back some nice cards and looks pretty good. Not bad because this was pretty much a one-shot AI generated app. Now, could I have written this one by hand? Yeah, I'll admit it would have taken me a little more time to get all the layout right. It did a pretty good job on that. You'll notice it has Celsius, Fahrenheit built in. It has the geolocation built in here, so, not a bad start. The challenge is that as we're building these type of apps, obviously the code grows and grows and grows as we add more features. Now, let me show you really quick before we go into the review part of this. If we go into the plan, I have the master plan. It's like my evil plan for weather or something. But you'll notice I have this 5-day weather forecast website. It's supposed to use this Open Medio API, HTML, CSS, vanilla JavaScript, has very specific steps on how to do it. And I want to emphasize, I did not create all this. I went into planning mode, which I covered in the previous video, but I'll show you real quick again here in just a moment if you haven't seen this. And I gave it a simple prompt, and then I kind of walked through some questions, and it generated this plan. Then we just let it go, and it did its thing, and that's actually what it generated. It was pretty much one shot, so not bad. As you look through this, though, you'll notice it's got quite a bit of detail in it, and it even has, the phases that were implemented, enhancements. You can see I only got through a portion of that. Future phases we could do, all those type of things. And as we keep adding more and more of these phases, we add more code. And this is where the code review comes in. Now, before I move on, let's go back to the command line and start up Copilot here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of full screen it, at least in VS Code. And now we're ready to go. And I could do /review, but before we do that, I want to re-emphasize something I covered in a previous video, because if you haven't seen, how can you generate these plans? Well, you can Shift Tab. You'll notice the Shift Tab down here. We'll do that. And notice now I'm in plan mode. Okay, so then you could give it your prompt and then start refining the plan. And again, that's how I generated that pretty robust document that I could keep iterating on to add all those other features that haven't yet been implemented for the different phases. Now, the challenge again, though, is, let me Shift Tab back to just interactive mode here. How do you know if it's doing a good job unless you're constantly checking the code? Well, let's look at some of the code here. Let's go back and let's open app.js. And you're going to notice, let me shrink this down, that because it's vanilla JavaScript, right? There's no React, no Angular, no Lit, nothing. It's just good old JavaScript here. This reminds me of the old days before jQuery, actually. I'm dating myself. But you'd have something like this, and you'll notice it just kind of flows. And I mean, it's not that bad. It's 300 and something lines of code, but come on. Somebody's got to maintain this at some point. And even though you have AI to help, I still like to divide it up and make it maintainable, modular, all those things we do. So let's go ahead, now that we've looked at that, and let's go back into Copilot. Go back to full screen here, and let's do the /review command. And I'm just going to give it a prompt and say, please analyze the full, let's just focus on app.js here. So I'm going to do the at to give it that context of the file. App.js file, and determine if it should be, I don't know, refactored. I'm making this up as we go here, folks, to be more modular, or if there are any other enhancements to help with maintenance, something like that. And normally I'll kind of talk to the app, by the way, but for now we'll just type it out. Okay, now I am on GPT-5.4 as of today. One nice thing, which I'm not going to have time to cover in this video, but I could actually say, give me the answer from this model, this model, this model, like GPT-5.4, Opus 4.6 as of today, and some other, I don't know, maybe you want to use Sonnet as an example, or an older GPT 5.3 maybe. So let's go ahead and run this. Now, this is going to take a little bit of time, so I'll go ahead and speed this up so that you don't have to bore yourself to tears reading every little line, but in just a moment, I'll come back and we'll take a look at what it did here. All right, so it looks like it's all done, and you'll see it reviewed app.js. Bottom line, it's acceptable as a single file for a demo, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier. I mean, it's 300 and something lines of code. Pretty straightforward code, I would argue, but it's not the type of code I would write if I was doing it by hand. First off, like APIs, those calls would be in a separate file because I like to just be able to jump to individual files based on functionality. And so I'm sure you're probably like, yeah, in general, I like that too. So top improvements, extract the pure utilities, temperature, data, weather code helpers, exactly. Move API calls into a small weather API module, exactly what I just said. Centralize app state instead of relying on globals. Well, that's always a good thing. Add stronger null shape checks before rendering API data, and I think that's just checking the data as it comes back. Add request cancellation. Okay, I don't know if I need that, but that's kind of nice. And clean up small correctness risks around geolocation, error handling, and hard-coded forecast day values. So the full summary is it says no urgent full rewrite, but targeted modularization is worth it if the app will grow. Okay, I actually think that's worth implementing. Now, if we're confident that this is all we want, we could say, yeah, do it. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. But remember, I could shift tab and go to plan mode, give it this context and say, create a plan around these items. And when it's this involved, normally I would. In the interest of time, I'm just going to say, let's just try to one-shot it and see what happens. But this is pretty cool because, yeah, if you have a lot of experience in software, then a lot of these things you probably would have said too. Even if you're new to this or experienced, this typically will find things where I go, that's actually a cool idea. Like, I hadn't thought of that. And so what I typically do is when I have a new feature I want to implement, I'll plan it and I'll go into plan mode, get that going, and then I'll have it implemented, and then I'll immediately do a code review on it. Not only will I start looking at it, but I'll have it do it with the /review command. Super powerful. And pretty much all the AI assistants out there now support this. But this is something that Copilot CLI is a little bit unique because, as I mentioned, right now I'm just going to do it with GPT-5.4, but I could even do a multi-model implementation of a code review. Just kind of cool. So let's go ahead and say, let's implement all of this. A little vague. I would normally plan this out a little bit more. So again, I'll go ahead and speed this up for you, but let's come back and see what it does. All right, so it's done some thinking, and if we scroll on up here, you might have caught that it's going to use ES modules, which I love. That's what I would do personally. Notice what it did behind the scenes, though. It determined that, we probably should create a plan because there's enough changes to what we're going to do with this review that we might want to plan it out. And so even though I didn't officially switch into plan mode, it's trying to be pretty smart about it. Now it's asking me, do you want me to go ahead and run this particular command? So I'll say, yeah, and it's going to run some tests I have. Do I really need that right here? Probably not, but let's just go ahead and we'll play along with what it thinks we should do here. All right, so next things, it wants to do an npm install. So we'll say, yeah, go ahead and don't ask me about that anymore. And as a heads up, and this is also something I mentioned in a previous video, there's a YOLO command, you only live once type command, --YOLO. And what that'll do is instead of asking these type of questions, it'll just assume, yeah, good, go. Now you want to be really careful with that, of course, because depending on what you're doing, if, for example, you are deleting files, you probably want to review what it's deleting. In this case, I'm just generating things that I can get, I can undo the git history. So it's not a big deal. In fact, you'll notice over here, we have the 5, and that's probably going to keep changing. So not a big deal. But in cases where you're like, yeah, it could go ahead and just do its thing, you can do that --YOLO. All right, so now you'll notice it popped up a file here, config.js. And so the scope of this is much smaller, you'll see. If I just scroll through here, it's like pretty small, 18 lines of code or so. And it's saying, do you want to go ahead and edit this? Do you want to, because we're creating new files now. So let's go ahead and say, yeah, and we'll continue. All right, so it looks like we're all done, and we're actually to 8 changes now, it looks like. I'm going to go full screen here so we can kind of see everything. Notice what changed. It split app.js into smaller modules, added a thin entry point for DOM. All right, that's probably really good for maintenance, so you have one place to go. We'll go take a look at these files in just a sec. It even ran npm test. I had some playwright tests, just as an example of tests. And then it left some untracked stuff alone. Yeah, VS Code files changed. No big deal there. That's pretty normal. So let's take a look. First off, you'll notice that we have app.js, and you'll notice it's quite a bit different now. Let me shrink this down. And notice we're importing some error codes. So we have that config. We have initial state, current unit, last request, weather state from a state.js. We have weather codes. Whole bunch of stuff there. So it really broke this out, you'll see. Let's go into this JS folder. And here we go. So notice, like I mentioned, I would break out weather APIs for sure. Let's see what it did here. So we have fetch JSON. Okay, that would be kind of expected. Geocode city, reverse geocode. Yeah, I mean, that looks nice. And it looks like fetch JSON, yeah, this is using the fetch. So obviously if you wanted to use another library, you could substitute that. That would be super easy to update. But now we're on the right track, right? Now, I don't know if it works or not. Let's actually see. So let's open this. Let's just go in and we'll run this npx command again. So I'm going to run into the README. And yeah, let's grab this guy. All right, so back on 8080, let's refresh. All right, it loads. Let's do Chicago. Okay, nice. Looks like it's working. Let's go to like Miami, Florida. That should be a lot warmer. Yep, 76, 24 Celsius. All right, so it actually looks like it's working pretty well. Now, we could certainly argue, is, what it did here the right approach? Keep in mind, I didn't really give it a lot of details though. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this to kind of wrap up is, number one, every time I run a feature that's AI generated, that's just more code to maintain. And I'm like hyper sensitive to maintenance. And that's from years and years and years of having to deal with that. And so this is like a huge feature to take advantage of, to make sure that if you are using it to generate code, you review that code. And I'll oftentimes, like, even if it fixes one thing after a review, I'll do another review, because a lot of times it'll catch other ways to clean it up. Or I might go in and say, I like what you did, but let's simplify it to this. And then I'll give it details. Now, the last thing I want to leave with you is, back in the day, I used to work at a place where we had a lot of legacy apps. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot of legacy apps. There was just no way my team, I had 10 people I managed back then. there was no way we could update all the stuff we had. Impossible. With this approach now, using Copilot CLI, for example, I could definitely modernize those, but what I might start with is a review of the existing code base. Say that I want to move to framework X, or maybe a new version of it, and then let it suggest what I could do to migrate, create a plan around that with multiple phases, and then start implementing those phases. And now I can get off that old stuff. So that's a wrap on this video. I hope it gives you a good idea about what review is. There's even more we could cover, but it's a good start. So we'll see you in the next video.